Rudy Giuliani, lawyer to the president, was asked recently, what if Biden someday was to investigate Trump after becoming president? Take a look at what he had to say.
Mayor, how unprecedented and how damaging would it be for a Biden administration to criminally prosecute a former president?
Well, we would become a banana republic, Governor.
Yeah. So coming from the party of the lock her up, Obamagate. It's the biggest thing in the world, right. The biggest scandal. Lock Obama, investigate Obama. Wait, Biden might be president? No. Hands off. Don't touch our man. That would be, I mean, come on, think about the precedent, banana republic stuff, as they're eating bananas. We don't want a banana republic. Yeah, so look, I agree. I think that Biden is both unlikely to investigate Trump, and I don't think anything would come of it. Trump is never gonna have a consequence for anything he's done in his life. That's baked on in for the next, whatever remaining years he has in his life, 2 or 4 or whatever. He's never gonna get any consequences, and I've come to accept that. What do you think?
Well, it's, the whole pettiness of the 2016 investigations with Hillary and it's petty, right? It's they're flying high in their pettycopters. And I would like to think that when they go low, we go high. So I agree with you. I don't think Biden is even remotely interested in investigating Trump, because again, what is that gonna do? But if Biden and Kamala are smart when they win, I'm manifesting that when they win, they're gonna focus on trying to fix what's been tragically just to our detriment the last 4 years. And I think that's what needs to happen. The past is the past. We've tried to hold people accountable. We've tried to have headlines that have held people accountable, and it hasn't happened yet. We have to just take our losses, which sucks. John, the last 4 years has been a very clear and very hard to swallow exercise in letting, I was gonna say the S word, letting stuff go. Really, seriously,
that was close.
Right? We've had to just accept that surrender.
Yeah,
it's surrender to what has happened and be like, okay, look, fine. We'll take what we have and hope for the future.
Yeah,
because that's the only comfort we've been able to ascertain and acquire and get throughout all of this. So I don't think Biden's investigating anyone.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that they're gonna say that, and Kamala sort of hinted at it. They'll hint at it, but no, I don't think that they're likely to actually do it. And yeah, and that's fine. The thing is, I am at least going to, again, we have sort of, it's in our mission statement for TDR. Every day we have to pointlessly point out hypocrisy, even though hypocrisy doesn't matter anymore. So bear in mind, Giuliani urged Trump to criminally investigate Biden earlier this year over unfounded corruption accusations about Biden's part in the ouster of a Ukrainian prosecutor. He's also since personally pushed for an investigation in Trump's baseless Obamagate conspiracy theory. So when it's Biden or Obama, Giuliani thinks investigate them, lock them up. When it's Trump, he doesn't. However, sort of to his limited credit, he, at least in the research I've done, has never really been one for the lock her up, the Hillary Clinton. Back in 2016, he was asked about it and he said, I think it's a tough decision. I think it's a tough one that should be given a lot of thought and shouldn't be an off the cuff answer. Equal administration of justice is one of our most important principles. I told you, I think it's a very close question. So he's not necessarily against it, but he wasn't chanting lock him up. He was chanting other stuff, I guess. But so that's somewhat to his credit.
Somewhat to his credit, thank you for that, because I think underneath that horrible accent and those terrible glasses and just everything that irritates me about him, there's probably a shred of human decency that's lingering there somewhere, John. It's there. And as a lawyer, as someone who is taught to abide by the law and what the law says, he's saying that people deserve justice, they deserve due process of the law, right? So for him to have that moment of just moral goodness is nice, is somewhat of a redeeming quality for Giuliani. And also he's saying lock up two from marginalized groups of people. Yes, Hillary Clinton was a privileged white woman, but she was also a woman, and of course Obama was a black man. So whereas Trump is what is a privileged white man, right? So there's that. And I'm sure people will disagree with me, but I think there is, of course, microaggressions. There's unconscious biases when it comes to all these things that people are saying about Kamala, especially about Kamala now, especially about Kamala. Some of the stuff I've been reading is just like, wow. The minute a black woman is thrust into the forefront to be a political leader, the ugliness that comes out is just unreal.
You want a bit? You want a bit of that?
Go for it. Hit me with it. Hit me with it, John.
We're gonna have a lot more, but let's play just the next bit of Giuliani's comments. Here's what he had to say when he transitioned to Kamala Harris.
Biden has nothing left. She's a very mean woman, and she was a terrible prosecutor. He said she's a very mean person. Nobody likes her.
So look, I have issues on policy with Kamala Harris, but like nobody likes her. She's mean. She's very mean, and we're gonna have more on Trump on that later. But yeah, I think it's funny that like that's the best he has is she's mean.
Right. She's mean. She's an ABW, an angry black woman. That's what he wanted to say. I know I spoke to Omarosa Manigault Newman earlier this week, who of course wrote Unhinged, an account to her being a senior advisor for the Trump administration. And one of the things that she pointed out that really resonated with me, and I find to be true, is that a woman of color, the first dagger they're gonna hurl at a woman of color who stands her ground, who has strong opinions, and who isn't afraid to stand up to her non-POC counterparts, be it male or female, is that she's angry, that she's very mean, very, very mean. But yet Trump has gone on and called women dogs, has done so many things that are openly mean, but Giuliani would never say he's a mean man. He's doing what's right for the American people. But I'm sure people in the comments are like, why is Jason bringing race into this? Because in 2020, race is always brought into things because it matters. Clearly, we've seen that race is a thing. It's always been a thing, but now more than ever, it's absolutely a thing. So Giuliani, I don't know. I think there's some unconscious bias there, and there's some microaggressions going on. Who knows? I wouldn't put it past him, but good for him for having some moral high ground.
Yeah, no, Jason isn't bringing race into it. Race is in it. Jason's acknowledging it. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.